If you're someone who enjoys video games, you've probably played, or at least heard of, a variety of horror games. In fact, most gamers can agree that the horror genre is one of the best, if not, the best genre of video games out there. So that's why today I will be showing you the most anticipated horror games of 2023 and 2024. To be honest, out of all the games on this list, this is the one I'm personally most excited for. Mob Entertainment does a great job keeping up the hype for games even when we have to wait a while. So far, all that's known is that the game will release in winter of 2023, so you would expect this to be from the 21st to 31st of December. However, due to the lack of information on the release date and no final trailer yet, it's definitely possible that they could mean it will come in January or February of 2024. Pretty much all we know about the third installment of the series so far is the player has just crashed the train and we are now heading into Playcare, which was some sort of orphanage before the toys escaped. We know this chapter will be much darker and scarier than the first two. We also know the main antagonist will be some sort of purple creature who used poppy gas to put the children to sleep before everything happened. Five Nights at Freddy's. Help Wanted 2 is the sequel to the massively successful Five Nights at Freddy's, Help Wanted, which was the 8th mainstream installment into the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Both of these games are VR games, in fact, the only two VR games in the series. At the moment, very little is known about the game. All we know is it is coming in late 2023, so most likely December. It will be taking place in the bunker from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. The developers have been doing a great job keeping fans excited for this, as they have not only released a DLC and a side game, but also an entire movie all this year. While this is probably the most controversial game on the list, it is also one of the most exciting, as it is clear this will be the best game in the series by far. Here's everything we know about the game so far. First of all, after the events of the fourth game, the player, Sheriff Toadster, and an unconscious Stinger Flynn descend down into the depths of the facility, down into floor -6. The description of the game on Steam reads, "You have run out of friends to make. From now on, you only meet new enemies who will make sure you never feel alone." In Banban's kindergarten, there are enemies to be made in every corner. For some reason, the 6th game is releasing before the 5th. A YouTuber known as Thing Noodles says he talked to them about it, and they said, "We're trying something new." Doors, The Mines, also known as Floor 2, is one of the most exciting horror games of 2023 and 2024. It is a Roblox horror game that has over 4 billion visits and a large fan base, even larger than that of Garden of Banban, and competing with the likes of Poppy Playtime. At the moment, very little is known about The Mines. Pretty much all we know is it will release early 2024, but there are no trailers yet. In fact, we have only gotten one sneak peek, showing the first room. Floor 2 takes place after Figure forces the elevator that the player is in to crash. Luckily, Figure falls off onto another floor, so we shouldn't have to worry about them during our playthroughs of the mines. Once again, this is a pretty controversial game, but it is still extremely hyped up, especially with leakers everywhere. Unfortunately, we literally know nothing about the third chapter besides what is given to us by leakers. We don't even know if it will release in 2024. However, I think it's safe to assume it will. The reason for this is, the developers of Rainbow Friends received a lot of backlash from the community since they took nearly a year to make the third chapter and gave us no news until a few weeks before with literally just a screenshot. While we don't know if this will come out in 2023 or 2024, I think it's highly likely. So far, we have 2 screenshots for the game. Anyways, that's all the big upcoming horror games for 2023 and 2024 that I can think of. Tell me if I missed any. Also, make sure you go tell me some Minecraft world records I should beat in my most recent community post. You will be featured in my next video if I decide to do one of your suggestions for the video.